purposefully. Oh, the cicadas are so loud that they cause my watch to trigger a loud environment. That's crazy. This is a Montague CX from 2004. This is the first folding bike I ever bought. And this is a Engwe L20 from 2024. This is the newest folding bike I ever bought. And I'm going to compare them. So let's get started. This is the 20-year-old Montague CX. Significantly different than the much newer bike, the Engwe L20. That one no electric. Two speeds. Instead of 7, this bike has 22. Although 22 seems really excessive. Now, why would I compare a modern electric to a 20-year-old folding acoustic? Well, they still make this bike essentially unchanged. It's now called the Paratrooper Express. Cost $799, and instead of 22 gears, it now has 18 gears. Instead of a grip shifter, it has a thumb shifter, and unlike this bike, it now has a front suspension. Otherwise, the bike is essentially unchanged. Still has 26-inch tires, still has rim brakes, still has the exact same frame, folding mechanism, it's basically the same bike. $799, which is the same price I paid for the Engwe L20, which is why I am kind of doing this comparison. I think when I bought this bike, I bought it for about $500, but that was 20 years ago. This bike was built as a boardwalk cruiser, which I'd say is probably about right. It's not really good as a mountain bike. No suspension, 26-inch wheels and tires. At the time, Montague had a collaboration with Hummer and was making this bike in Hummer yellow, which is really neat. So they had a collaboration with Hummer, and they were making this bike, or a version of this bike in Hummer yellow. Not exactly sure what the difference was. The frame was identical. I don't know whether it had any other niceties. I'm pretty sure it was more expensive. That was the bike I was actually wanting to get, but I could not find one. Not unusual with limited edition of anything, really. But what appealed to me anyway was the folding and being able to take a bike wherever I wanted to. So that's why I ended up with this one. It did come with a suspension seat post, which I guess helps a little since it has no actual suspension. And like I said, the current model, which is identical to this, does come with a front suspension. They do have more expensive models. They come with front and rear suspension and actual disc brakes. Since this is just a quick review, I'm going to avoid the light. So, Montague got their name for selling bikes to police and military forces. And I think that it's because they're supposed to be durable. And I've had it for 20 years and it hasn't broken really. Just minor upkeep. I don't use it that much anymore though. I definitely stick more to the electrics. But it's still it's a fine bike. I would also note that Montague makes a electric bike. I think it's a class 2-3. So 20 miles per hour throttle, 28 pedal assist miles per hour. And I'm pretty sure it's a hub drive. Or maybe that, no, I take it back. I think it may be a mid drive. So, I kind of talked about the specs. 32 pounds, 26-inch tires, rim brakes, 22 speeds, folding, acoustic bike. The current model list for $799. I want to say I paid $499 or $599 in 2004. The pedals, I've noticed, are really low. They keep on hitting them on corners. Either when I rode the bike in the past, I was not aggressively taking corners as much. Or I just have forgotten about that issue. This is an extremely steep hill. I had an electric scooter, but I had to push up this hill. So just being able to ride it can sometimes be a feat. I would say it's probably 20 plus degrees. So the main similarities between the Montague and the L20 are the price and the folding capability. Otherwise, one's electric, one's not. The weights are extremely different. The Montague weighs about 32 pounds. The Engwe weighs about 70 pounds. The Montague historically started as a bike for police and militaries. They're supposed to be pretty durable. The current version of the bike that I have now comes with a 18 speed, not a 21 speed, and it has a front suspension. Mine is hard front fork, rigid, and a hardtail. So rigid front fork, hardtail on mine. The current model has a front suspension, but still has front and rear rim brakes, which I feel like you don't see that very often. Even if your brakes are mechanical, I feel like you mostly see disc brakes now. That is absurd. Bike manufacturers limiting their bikes to class 2, 3, and not allowing you to overlock them. And I think it was, I had seen on the new 52 volt Engine Pro where they've done that. With this bike, it's no problem. It'll like, so I can stay at 28 miles per hour, no problem. I'm putting out zero effort. I'm staying 28. But I watched a reviewer on the new 52 volt Engine Pro. Who would hit a hard limit. He would hit 28 miles per hour, and then it would bounce back to like 26. This one doesn't do that. It hits 28, stays at 28. Now, it says 28.7, but the speedometer reads a little high, so it's probably actually going about 27, honestly. But no effort. So that's just kind of disappointing. Anyway, back to the differences. If you're looking for exercise, this is not the bike. You could put it down in level 3 or 2 and then ride it like a normal bike. You can put it in 3 or 2 and ride it like a normal bike and get a little exercise. This is probably, so, you know, this is comparable to the effort, probably I'd say about the speed as a normal acoustic bike, like the this is about the same equivalent speed and effort as I would be putting in on the Montague in level 3. But if you're getting an electric bike, you're probably getting the bike to get places quickly and easily, not for exercise. Or maybe you have a disability, maybe you're older, maybe you have joint problems. There's a lot of reasons to get electric bikes. I got mine to commute with. It's a little over 50 miles one way. Even though the bikes are the same price, are they really comparable? Nah, they serve two different purposes. When I bought the Montague, it was built as kind of a boardwalk cruiser, and I'd say that's about right. It's just a nice, low-going, really street bike. I would not take that on anything more than a gravel road. With no suspension, if you try to take it down a hill, you're going to be hurting. But it has quick release front and rear tires and wheels, and it's a lightweight, so it really does fit easily into your car. So if you just want a bike to pack around, the Montague's nice in that way. I'll put these in the back of the car and see how packable they actually are. The final test is how these two bikes do folding up. So going into a mid-sized SUV. One thing you may notice is I've replaced the regular or the mountain bike pedals with the regular folding pedals. So at 68 pounds, this isn't exactly light, but it's not terrible. For an electric bike. And there you go. All right, so this is the Montague CX. This folds a lot easier. You just have this little piece here. You unscrew it. And then you fold it. Now it has a quick release for the front and rear tire. To make it fair, I'm not going to do that. And as you can see, it doesn't fit without taking off the front tire. Maybe if I take it, maneuver it a little bit. Even so. So. With that. So with the Montague, I would have to take out the front tire, which would also require reducing the pressure, the air pressure in the tire. Don't think I can do it without doing that. It has this quick release, which I'd also have to take the front tire pressure. So that's it. It's a lot lighter, but you have to either pull down the seats or take off the front tire. In the end, the Montague is much lighter, but has a larger footprint, has a front quick release, but has a larger footprint. So I'm not going to bother taking off the front tire. It's just kind of demonstrate the differences. I always take a air compressor with me anyway. So in the end, which is easier, personal preference. The Engwe is faster. The Montague is lighter. They both cost the same amount, $7.99, $7.99. Personally, if you're looking for exercise, I'd go with the Montague. If you're looking for a last mile personal transportation, I'd go with the Engwe. And that's about it.